So, to be honest, until about this morning, I thought I'd be able to give this speech off the top of my head, but I realized that wouldn't be possible. I thought I'd be able to just say thank you, maybe give a story and leave, but at least I owe this program that's done so much for me these past 4 years is a little speech. So that being said, I took out my phone and I looked up some of the best farewell speeches of all time. I watched MJ, Peyton Manning, LeBron, but one speech that really stood out to me was Stuart Scott, who was a ESPN anchor who was diagnosed with cancer, and he just gave a remarkable speech at the ESPYs. And even though me and Stuart really have not much in common, I couldn't help but feel emotional from his speech, and I really learned a lot from him. So that being said, about 30 minutes before I took the drive here, I took out my computer and wrote something. So, if you were to tell me when I was a freshman, sitting in one of those chairs over there, that 4 years later, I'd be standing up here, state champion, and part of the best hockey team in high school hockey history, I definitely would not have believed it. As a freshman, I didn't know whether or not I'd make a varsity team. CBA hockey 4 years ago looked very different from what it does today. I came to tryouts scared shitless by the seniors for giving me dirty looks. But I had a little feeling that I'd do just fine. That week of tryouts was probably the worst week of my life. 2 hours on the ice, straight skating, battling to death with these new kids I've never met that are supposed to be my brothers. Some brotherhood. I remember after tryouts, at 8 p.m. I was ready to go home. My mom was waiting outside, and Coach Bogan said, "Parking lot." We ran laps, well past the point of me being able to feel my legs. Fortunately, I made the team, and it did feel pretty good, but to be honest, I was more scared than happy. I wasn't really sure if hockey was a sport for me after running all that time. Guinea, Brownie, Ray, Nick Wallace, and I all sat next to each other in the locker room. We were the freshmen that made the team. But with both my neighbors, Ray and Nick Wallace, on academic probation, I enjoyed the extra room. Everyone knows I've been a part of 2 state championship teams, but freshman year we actually had the worst finish out of any team in Bergen's coaching era. Sure, I had a lot of fun. We went to Quebec. I got to win this Josh Sharp slap kick down. And there's no hiding the fact that year was a failure. Sophomore year and this year were very similar. I remember sprinting out of school with Guinea, so CJ Cummings could drive us to practice and tryouts. We got to tryouts for the first time and I was finally able to meet these coaches I heard so much about. I'm not gonna lie, when I heard Coach Bogan got fired and we were getting new coaches, I wanted to leave. I texted in the group chat and I texted Evan, "I'm out." There's just no way these new guys could keep the CBA hockey tradition. I was wrong. We actually won the state championship that year. With COVID shutting down everything just 4 days after a state championship, I felt really grateful for the year we just had. Junior season being all messed up due to COVID really put into perspective what CBA's hockey is all about. I prayed that off season that we'd be able to have a regular season for my senior year. I don't need to bore you guys about what happened this year. Everyone saw it. Nice job, guys. Good work. It did feel a little weird, however, that I was no longer the underclassman sprinting to get car rides from the seniors, but one of the seniors driving the underclassmen. Now I'm going to give out a couple shout outs and thank you to the people that really deserve it, and I wouldn't be anywhere without them. So first, Coach Weiss. I missed the visor, but thank you. Coach Shaheen. I would not be the player I am today without those Reese's you got me before games. So, appreciate it. Tommy. I was a little salty before the season when you told me to send over the CBA Hockey Instagram, but you've done a much better job than I could have ever done, so nice job. And also, congratulations on the engagement. We've heard enough congratulations. So. Coach Andy, thank you for being able to keep the CBA legacy and getting me some hardware these past few years. Shout out Coach Noel Rubin. Yes. I know he's somewhere up there with us.
We'd like to kill him, but he's not here. That's right.
Thank you, Coach Bogan and Coach Grable for the mentorship freshman year.
Yeah.
Thank you to my teammates. Thank you to the senior class. You guys are forever my brothers. And thank you all my friends. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my family. For those of you who don't know, my parents are actually immigrants from France, and when they were my age, I don't even think they knew that ice hockey existed. When I was 3 years old, we actually moved to China for a year, and believe it or not, that's where I was introduced to hockey. I rollerbladed every day in my apartment in Beijing, China for 6 hours, and when we moved back to the United States, I was able to kickstart my career at the Armory. Shout out Red Bank Generals. My parents are my #1 fans, and I'll never be able to repay all the sacrifice and car trips to Youngstown, Ohio, just to play the team that was 30 minutes away from us. Thank you to my brother Oscar, he's not here tonight. And a massive shout out to my little sister Kara. I'm a little disappointed she won't be able to play CBA hockey, but whatever you do in life, I'll support you just as much as you support me. I'm definitely going to miss CBA hockey. No crowd will be as fun as the Cold Crazies. I miss planning out which celebration I'm going to do in the locker room before the games. But I can't help but say that it does feel like my time has come. These past 4 years have flown by, but I have no regrets. When graduation comes in a short couple months, I'll have no regrets. As Stuart Scott said in his speech, every day I'm reminded that our life's journey is really about the people that touch us. My teammates, my friends, my coaches, and my family are the people that touch me most. I'm so appreciative of the memories I've made these past 4 years. I'm so appreciative of the people that I've met. Thank you very much, and in the words of Evan Brown, Schmies.